Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Tiger Pick-ems. I'm your host, Darnell Tabor, and I'm here with my amazing co-hosts, Brooke Limke and Tierra Allen. How are you guys doing on this beautiful, warm weather day?
Yeah, it's very warm weather. Just put me in a good mood, so I'm glad to be here.
Yes, I love it. Definitely better than snow.
Yeah, so for the last 2 weeks, we've covered NCAA volleyball, and this weekend they had the Final Four where the Kentucky Wildcats took home the championship. What do you guys think about that?
If it couldn't have been Wisconsin, I'm happy it was Kentucky.
Yes. They were really gunning for to make history this time, so it's actually no shock.
Yeah, so we'll start off with the national semifinals where Texas they beat your Wisconsin Badgers and they swept them, but it was close as the point differential for all three games were 3.3 points. So how do you guys feel about that?
Well, you know, it's a great question. Um, honestly, I was really shocked that Wisconsin didn't even take one set of that. Last time that Wisconsin was swept was when they lost in 2019, 3-0 to Stanford in the national championship. So that must have been a really hard blow. I was just really surprised at just the level of offense that Wisconsin just didn't bring compared to Texas. So Texas did pull out the offense there. So I think that they deserve that win.
Yes, I definitely agree. Texas came out strong with offense. Logan Eagleson, she's finishing with 17 kills, so she really came out strong for the game.
Yeah, and it was a really great team effort as they had four in total, finished with double-digit kills. Yeah, it was a pretty dominating performance, but it was close, right? So you had a lot of different, offensive options on Wisconsin, but just not enough. All right. So our next game, we have the Kentucky Wildcats beating the Washington Huskies 3-1. The first and last games were not very close, but they had a nice little sandwich of like close games in between, where the point differential of those two teams were, I want to say, about 2 points. I want to say, if I'm not mistaken. And Samantha Dreskel, she had a great day for Washington. What do you guys think about that game?
You know, for Washington, I was really surprised that that didn't go to 5 sets. I was watching that game and I was just sitting there watching Samantha Dreskel, and I was like, she's on fire. She's getting these kills. And then you got to also talk about Claire Hoffman, who she did have double-digit kills. She had 10, but it was more in the defensive end with
Yeah.
getting those 9 digs in there that really was aiding them with just allow them to put up those big plays. You know.
Yes, I definitely agree. But Kentucky had a very balanced attack offensively, so they were with the defensive dig, so three counts with double digits.
Yeah, I definitely saw when I was watching that game that I was like, Kentucky, they're probably going to win this one, but they just had an all over well-rounded performance.
Yeah, and so our next game was the championship game where the Wildcats took on the Longhorns, and they actually won by a score of 3-1. So the first two sets they split, and then Kentucky took over in those last two sets. What did you guys think about that matchup?
Talk about that one.
You can go ahead. Go for it.
I mean, like I said, Kentucky, I could just see them when they were playing that first game. They were just on fire. It was a very well-rounded performance, and 49 kills between three players. That's really good numbers, and
Yeah.
that's very, very strong on the offense. And they had the defense to back that up, so I really was not surprised at that final game.
Yes, but you can talk about the Kentucky, but we got to get back to Texas with Logan and Skylar, the dynamic duo combining with 37 kills. So they really gave their all in the play.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a great tournament overall. So like before, I know last week we talked about our picks. If you want to refresh the picks, I don't think any of us got it right, did we? So I know
Sadly, no.
I know I personally went with Washington. So that was not a good pick. Then it wasn't a good pick. Now, who did you go with?
I had Wisconsin, of course. I was really surprised they couldn't even pull one set out in that semifinal game. But all in all, like if you look at the players afterwards, they did not have their heads hung low about this. They're all senior team, fantastic. Like they made it to the tournament semifinals, great. It would have been nice to see them in that championship game again, but there's no saying if they would have won. So it was a really great effort. So.
Yeah. Yeah, most definitely. I had Texas going all the way, but they definitely had a good matchup against Kentucky, so it could have gone either way.
Yeah, so I think all three of us just want to apologize to Kentucky players, fans, the school as a whole, or maybe not. But I guess it was a great tournament, and for Darnell Tabor, Brooke Limke, and Tierra Allen, that was another installment of Tiger Pick'ems.